Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard. If you're brand new, welcome back. If you're not, and welcome home if that suits you. Today we want to talk about what is up for the week of December 18th through the 24th, 2023. We do not have much more time left in 2023. How cool is that? Yeah, let's get on it here. So we start this week with a Pisces moon. So much feelings. And so that Pisces moon is going to sextile Mercury 21 minutes into Monday morning. And then Mercury in retrograde will be trining Jupiter, also in retrograde. And that Pisces moon is going to trine Venus, square Mars, and sextile Uranus. So Monday is a day of waxing toward the poetic, right? That might be the best way to put it. And here's the thing. Go for it, right? Let that be your modus operandi if you need to. You might find that even in the midst of that Mercury retrograde, your language skills are pretty acute in the abstract. The key here is take some notes, right? Take some notes. During this Mercury retrograde, remind yourself, take some notes. Record your thoughts, and be in your highest and best, especially as it's relating to that kind of ethereal, right? And to the feelings. In the evening, on Monday, you may experience some surprises. Just be aware, right? Pay attention. See what happens. On Tuesday, the 19th, that Pisces moon is going to conjunct Neptune. Pay attention. Square the sun, sextile Pluto, and then right around dinner time, the moon is going to move into Aries. That Aries moon is going to square retrograding Mercury. So this is a day to wake up to some dreamtime magic, right? And here's the deal. That's okay. Be attuned, right? Find your messengers and the messages, and just find them with gratitude, right? Just pay attention and be in that energy. Later in the day, they might resurface, right, as directives or as guides. So pay attention. And the action that they may inspire is going to need a check, triple check, right? This is Mercury retrograde. We always want to be in that check, triple check motion. And it might be a let it brew kind of situation. That's okay. Don't go off half-cocked. It's better to let something brew if you're unclear or uncertain in any way. just be patient with it, right? On Wednesday, the 20th, the major aspect that we have is that Aries moon conjunct Chiron, retrograding Chiron, in fact. So the theme on Wednesday is going to be presence, right? We have this as a theme kind of for the week. So apply that to any area of your life that you want, whether it's communications, or relationships, or work, or self, or family, or friends. It doesn't really matter. The key is to know what you're amplifying and make absolutely sure that you're maintaining your integrity in the story, and remembering that that story is about your optimal creation, whether, again, that is life, communication, relationships, work, self, family, friends, right? You're optimally creating. So just be mindful, on Thursday, the 21st, boy, we have a lot of aspects. Venus in Scorpio opposes Uranus, okay? That Aries moon is going to trine Mars and quincunx Venus. Mercury in retrograde will sextile Saturn. Mars in Sagittarius will quincunx Uranus. And then that Aries moon is going to square Pluto, trine the sun, before the moon herself moves into Taurus at 8:50 p.m. Central Time. And then not long after, the sun moves into Capricorn. right? And that Taurus moon is going to trine Mercury before the day is out. So this is happy solstice, right? Allow for shifts, allow for changes in your felt and chosen sense of home. And remember that when we're talking about home, we're looking at those felt senses that only you can manage. What home looks like, smells like, feels like, sounds like, tastes like, right? Just pay attention and know that that's always self-reflexive. So be in your awareness that home is what you choose, what you create, what you allow, because your truest sense of home is only ever found in your own heart, in your own soul, in your own experience, in your own consciousness. No one can tell you what it is, just you. And so as we have that moon moving into Taurus and the sun moving into Capricorn, this is going to be really deeply about your felt sense of home and how you create it, right? On Friday, the 22nd, that Taurus moon is going to sextile Saturn and conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter in retrograde, of course. And then that sun is going to conjunct Mercury retrograde. Aha! So Friday is a perfect day to reevaluate your personal goals and the path that you happen to be on to get toward those goals. So ask yourself questions like, what are you doing, right? Are you doing the things that you want to do? Are you creating the things and situations that you want to create? Is your external life in sync with your inner visions, right? Are you experiencing what you're feeling, and what does that mean? So be in that sacred kind of inner space awareness and connectivity. So ask yourself the questions that matter. And again, as we talked about earlier in the week, take notes on your answers. Take notes. It's so important, right? We want to say, like, we know a thing. I've got that awareness. Take notes. Take notes. Document what's happening through you, for you, as you, right? On Saturday, the 23rd, Mercury in retrograde moves back into Sagittarius at 18 minutes after midnight Central Time. That Taurus moon gets very busy then and conjuncts Uranus, quincunxes Mars, opposes Venus, sextiles Neptune, and then finally at the end of the day, quincunxes retrograding Mercury. So Saturday, it comes with a line of demarcation, right? The morning energy is very different than the evening energy. So in the earlier part of the day, make sure that you're focusing on accomplishment. If you are a person who is holidaying, make sure that you get your things completed today, right? Resist the urge to relax, to blow things off, to put your work second and your kind of mess aroundery first. Focus on, again, that felt sense of home, right? And what you can do to create and amplify and deepen your own sense of home. After dinner time, the energy is going to shift. It's going to get very potent. It's going to get very intense. And the key to Saturday evening is going to be to stay in your authenticity, right? Stay in your authenticity. You can do it. You've got this, right? On Sunday, the 24th, here's the deal. The Taurus moon is going to trine Pluto, and then the moon moves into Gemini. And this is early. This is 2:15 in the morning Central Time. The Gemini moon will quincunx the sun and square, square Saturn, and then the sun sextile Saturn much later on in the morning. The fact of the matter is that Sunday is a day that might feel a little more somber than we would expect, right? For a Christmas Eve, if you're a holiday person, or whatever holiday you may happen to be in the midst of celebrating, it's a very somber energy. The fact is that some inner chatter that could be very overly self-critical might be I'm going to say the words, in your way. And what I mean by that is they might be very strong in your brain. Nice. So So the fact of the matter is, find an unanticipated kind of appearance of some old patterns, right? That guilt, shame, blame kind of thing. So if you find yourself stuck on a shoulda, coulda, woulda wheel, try to reflect on one thing that you succeeded at in the last day, month, week, year. It doesn't matter, however small it might be. And if you can't get there, then do one thing. Do one simple thing, even if that's brushing your teeth, taking your vitamins, putting your dishes away. It doesn't matter. Do one thing in the moment and focus on that. Focus on that and choose that presence as opposed to the endless cycle of what could feel like self-criticism, what could feel like self-blame, what could feel like self-doubt, right? Find that one thing and be present with it. Choose your success, right? Every single time. Choose your success. Okay, let's get busy. On Monday, the 18th, we have the 7 of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So here we're talking about why we're defending what we're defending, right? Why we're making choices. We talked about this as a day to kind of maybe even wax poetic and take notes, right? Be in your highest and best as it's related to the ethereal, right? Be present. Be present with your ideas about what is worthwhile, what is defendable, right? And the thing is, you know those answers, right? You know your heart better than anyone else. It's your job to traverse the trajectory of your heart and soul and figure out the answer to this question and then to lean into it. Right? No one can tell you what that means. No one can tell you what it feels like. No one can tell you what is critical for you. Only you, right? You can experience it with another person, but you have to make those decisions about what to cut out with your sword of truth, about what to put your passion and energy behind. You have to do those things, right? So make sure that you're feeling in as you begin this week. On Tuesday, we have the Page of Pentacles in the World. Wow. So we talked about this as being part of the dream time, right? Paying attention and really letting the action that those dreams inspire, finding your letting it brew. So here's the deal. You are in the midst of whatever cycle you're in the midst of, and whatever's coming in as a new opportunity, as a new way to experience or be in your sensual, feeling, felt sense reality. Only you know. Only you know what you're moving away from. Only you know what you're conjuring, what you're calling up. So when that opportunity comes in, even if it's a let it brew, just maintain your own sense of guidance. Maintain your own sense of presence. Maintain your own sense of what that worth is, right? It doesn't really matter if you're going to allow those dreams to be your guide. And by dreams, we don't necessarily mean a physical dream time. You already know where your reverie is, right? And so you just take that ride along this cycle that you're in, and when the new presents, be present with it, right? Let it brew. You don't have to put it into action immediately. You don't even have to talk about it. You can just be present with that energy, with those messages and messengers. I will say that my entire practice was born out of a dream that I let brew and walked with for months and months before I put any real 3D energy behind it. But I put a lot of ethereal energy into that dream long before it started manifesting. So just take it for whatever it is. You know, we don't have to have an awareness and then put it into action immediately. Now might not that be that time for you. So just let it lodge, right? I often say just walk with that for a while. So just walk with it for a while. On Wednesday, so you have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. So this is how are you juggling those ideas, right? What is it that you're going to choose to put your energy behind? And how, most importantly, is your footing, right? These twos are asking you to create a solid base, for what's coming, for what you're beginning to allow to brew. So we're talking about this as a day of presence, right? Applying into any area of your life, whether it's communication or relationships, work, self, family, friends, doesn't matter. Just making sure that you know what you're amplifying. What are you holding in your hand, right? You may be called to make a choice about a thing, right? To know where you're putting your energy, where that's happening. But, you know, we're looking at what's in your hand. Is it the sword? Is it the wand? Is it both wands? Is it the pentacle? Is it the world? Or is it all of the above, right? You don't have to limit it. You don't have to limit it, but you have to know what you're going to choose to amplify, right? What's in your hand is what you're choosing. So make sure that you're maintaining that integrity in your story. And remember that what you're focusing on is what's going to amplify. So the more that you're choosing your own optimal creation in all of those areas, the more clear and the more solid and the more propelled your creations will be, right? So on Thursday, come on, we've got the Page of Wands and the Ace of Cups on solstice, the day that the moon and the sun are going to change signs, the day that the light comes back. How beautiful is that, right? So we're talking about allowing for shifts in your felt and chosen sense of home. Well, okay. We have the Page of Wands, which is allowing for all of those shifts, and the Ace of Cups, which says, guess what? If you're going to allow your sense of home to be the thing that guides you, and guess what? You are. You need to make sure that it's going to support your sense of home in terms of what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, all of those things, right? This is where all of your energy is going to go, because this is what's going to fill your cup. So making sure that what you're choosing, allowing, and creating is that thing that's giving you all of that contentment and satisfaction. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And what better day, right, than on the day when we have the return of the light on solstice? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful energy. On Friday, the 22nd, we have the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. This is that day where we are reevaluating our personal goals, the path that we're on, right? Are you doing the things you want to do? You have every option. Are you, I mean, this is the card of bullshit, right? This is betrayal, this is deceit, this is lies. So how are you spinning this story? What are you looking at, and what are you talking to yourself about it? Are you creating the things you want to create? Are you creating the situations you want to create? Is your external life in sync with your inner visions? Well, these are your inner visions, and this is your external life, right? Have you made choices, or is everything up in the air? Are you filled with nonsense? Are you telling yourself a story that's inaccurate or out of alignment with what you really, really want? Ask yourself the questions that matter to your sacred inner space, and take notes. Take notes, right? Write it down. Make it solid. Make it real. Don't let it be something that floats in the ethers. Both of these energies, right? Cups and swords are about feelings and ideas, which are, guess what? Both very ethereal things, but they both create our reality, right? So make sure that you're clear on the what's. Make sure you're clear on the whys, right? Right. Be in that. Take notes. Take notes. You got your Seven of Wands up here too. So these sevens are representing, right? Where's your line between manifest and idea? Where's your line between real and imagined? Take notes on Saturday. I love this because we talked about this as that day with that real clear demarcation where the morning is about getting shit done and the evening is that time where you want to kind of go deeper into the mysteries. It's potent, intense energy. So we have the Queen of Pentacles supporting you in the morning, right? Getting things done, being in your experience. And then we have the Moon for the evening, which says, actually, let's put it this way, which invites you to be more expanded, to be in your deepest sense, right? To be one with that potency, to be one with that intensity, to really be authentic and to be clear about why you're choosing perhaps to engage in the blurry line between reality and imagined experience, right? There's nothing wrong with being in both of these places as long as you're clear about this is what I'm choosing to experience right now because I think that it will propel me somewhere that I need to go, right? Just be in it. You got a lot of pentacles going on here this week, so be sure that you're coming back to ground no matter what you're in the middle of, right? Just know that you're on the ground even if you're experiencing stratospheric consciousness. It's okay as long as you're rooted and grounded. And guess what? You are. You are. It's okay. So on Sunday, we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. So this is that day that feels a little bit more somber, right? And that day that we want to make sure that we're heading off the coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? And finding our successes. So here again, we have the Ten of Pentacles, right? This is about legacy. This is about what you really are creating and how you feel about it, right? You have the Two of Cups here, implying that you definitely are in the mode of creation, that you have that balance when it comes to what's coming in and what's going out, right? Your cup is being filled as you are refilling something somewhere else in your experience. And again, this doesn't have to be a love relationship. It can be, it might be, right? This might be about partner creation and the way that you're structuring your shared reality. But it can also be simply about the fact that you are creating balance in your own created reality. There's no need to put anything outside of you. And again, making sure that you're going to reflect on your success, no matter how small it may be. Finding that one thing upon which to build is critical, right? And again, we have wands and pentacles and cups represented. So everywhere you're being asked for balance, everywhere you're being asked for how do you choose between your options, right? How do you put your feet on the ground when it comes to what you're creating, what you're choosing? And so you have a lot of support as well, right? You have a lot of things that are inviting you to have your feet on the ground and be willing to witness what's coming as you circle through. Remembering, of course, that everything is always for you, right? There's nothing that's coming into your reality that's not a blessing for you. There's nothing that's coming into your reality that's not a tool, that's not an opportunity. That's not a teachable moment. That's not a learning moment. That's not a point of reciprocity. That's not a place where you're not being offered a deeper opportunity to ground, to feel, to be more, to choose deeper, to witness yourself in that potent, intense energy, to experience yourself in that potent, intense energy, to witness yourself as a creator of your story, as the author, the editor, the star. All of those things are coming in for you. For you. It's always for you. We have this lovely card, Seeing Beyond, number 36, right? So pay attention. If there's a 3 or a 6 or a 9 in your set of numbers and you want to witness what that means to you, just kind of deepen your own felt sense of what it is that you're seeing and the way to see beyond it, right? The dream time is huge this week. And so making sure that you're simply being in awareness and paying attention can really give you an opportunity. Like we said, you know, you have nothing but opportunity this week. So let's talk about this lovely card here. So the key concepts here are vision, the capacity to imagine something, to look beyond the material, beyond the obvious, the realm of the transpersonal, right? Options and possibilities, getting out of your own way and discarding your projected outcomes, right? So when we really fixate on a thing we want, we sometimes disallow the that or better that the universe might have in mind. So if there's a way that you can take your your own limit, right? We talked about at the end of this week really witnessing that that Gemini moon energy as not diving into the place where you limit your experience with your own projected outcomes. So do you consider things only within the framework of what you already know? Or can you allow yourself to see beyond into the vastness of potential? We are all gifted with the magical ability of imagination, and when we open to it, we become a conduit for the divine vision greater than our own, right? There are two ways to view the world and co-create with it. One is from a face value perspective. What you see is what you get, right? The second is allowing your imagination to see beyond what something is right now and move into a place that doesn't exist in the material world, right? Again, visions. What are you grasping in terms of your vision? Yeah. In this cosmic playground of possibility, you see into a future where anything you imagine has the potential to become real. If you use your imagination faithfully and consciously, avoiding the traps of fearful projection and drama, right? Don't get caught up in the what you believe, but experience the what might be. You can connect to any reality you truly want to experience. When you open yourself even further, you're often gifted with a divine vision. As a practice, you can reimagine that vision over and over to strengthen it. As you channel these visions through you, you become a superconductor for the world, right? Again, it's always for you. As open as you are is as open as you can receive. So the wider your net, the bigger your catch. And learning that the net is an illusion nets you everything as a result, right? Presence. This week, your theme is presence. Yeah, and taking notes. Write it down. Be in your reality. Create in your reality, since it is always for you. And just be aware of those cycles this week, right? Be mindful of what's in your hands. Be mindful. All right, guys, be blessed. Take care.